Bro, this trip has been crazy. Like, bruh. Well, here we are in Las Vegas. This is the last trip before I go home to Guadalajara. It's currently like it's 10:50, and my flight leaves like at 4, so I'm gonna be stuck here for 6 hours. But man, I got so much to tell. I got like stories to tell, and just the whole point of this video is more about my experience and the lessons I learned due to the title being the American Nightmare. But yeah, so I'm here waiting to pick up my package, and it's crazy. It's crazy. This way. So right now I'm in the Las Vegas International Airport. I think that's what it's called, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, man, I came from Utah, and I've been living there for like the past 2 months. Well, wait, first of all, if you didn't know, I'm not even in Guadalajara right now. I'm actually in the United States, and if you haven't seen those other videos, they'll be up. I think they'll be up by the time I post this. 3 months, 3 freaking months. Man, where do I even start? Why am I even here? The reason why I'm here is because I came to work. Honestly, life in Mexico is actually pretty hard too. Just because it's super hard to find a job, and people will not give you jobs unless you have like a diploma in college. So it's a lot harder to find jobs in Mexico. So that's one of the reasons why I actually came here. The other reason was because, bro, I had to grow up. If it weren't for this trip, I don't think I would be the person I am today. It's actually insane how much I've grown, or at least I think I've changed a lot. But yeah, I'm actually starting school. So I started school August 11th. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, bro. I barely have even enough money for this fucking flight. 3 months. 3 months. I came here to work 3 months, and I don't even have enough money to pay my own ticket to get back home. Let me tell you how difficult it is to get a fucking job in the United States, man. It's terrible. It took me a whole ass month to get a fucking job in Utah. I went a whole month without working. It's not my fault either, because I went knocking from store to store asking for jobs. I literally went in person to be like, "Are you guys hiring?" Finding a job is hard. Like, Arizona was pretty easy actually, because I worked at Chipotle in Arizona. Okay, let me tell you how many jobs I actually had when I was here. When I moved to Arizona, it was actually really hard to get a job too. Like, I went to same door to door or business to business finding jobs, and no one would hire me. And then out of the blues, I was like, "Bro, is that a Chipotle? A Chipotle?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's super new. Like, they're gonna open." I was like, "This is my fucking chance." So I ended up going to Chipotle. I'm like, "Yo, you guys hiring?" They're like, "Yeah, we need people." I'm like, "Say less." From that, I was also trying to find a second job because motherfucker needs money. So I ended up working at Chipotle for the whole time I was in Arizona. That job did not leave me any money. I ended up with $800 at the end. Everything's expensive, bro. I had to pay rent, and obviously the rent was like really really cheap. But I'm not complaining. I had to pay for my own food. I had to pay for a bike that I only used for like 16 hours. I literally bought the bike the day before I even left, and I'll get to that. But like, I paid $40 fucking dollars for a fucking bike, and then I fixed that shit up. It looked nice. And then I had to buy a new seat. I had to buy a lock for it, and I was like, "Yo, I'm ready." But then I ended up moving to Utah, so the bike was a fucking waste of money. The food I bought literally like 2 days before I even left, and it was a fucking waste. It was like $60 worth of food. Rent, I had to pay $200, which is like really cheap, really cheap. but still, it was fucking a lot for me. And I'm not earning any money. My hours are ass, and I'm working my ass off just to get paid $15 an hour. And I was like, motherfucker, are you kidding me right now? So I was like, fuck no. I'm like, Mom. I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I can't do this. I gotta go. She's like, where are you gonna go? I'm like, I gotta go to Utah. Like, I don't know. Something was calling. Something in me was like, bro, I have to go to Utah. I don't know. I don't know if it was destiny or something, but I just had to go. So Mom was like, all right, you gotta do what you gotta do. I was like, I know. So shout out to my boy Jonathan Bonilla. If you're watching, bro, I love you, homie. I miss you a lot too. Thank you for everything you did for me. I had to tell my boy Jonathan, I'm dipping, bro. It was literally that same night. I'm like, bro, I gotta go. I bought a ticket for Monday morning. I'm out of here. It's like, all right, bro, you do what you gotta do. Man, bro, I love you, Johnny. My friend Avery. Shout out to Avery too. I miss you. I love you. I love you so much. Yeah, she ended up dropping me off, and then it was pretty cool. And then I got to Utah. I haven't been to Utah in like actually stayed. I haven't stayed in Utah like for 5 years. The whole time I lived in Arizona, I never like stayed or visited. I stayed with my cousins. I love those guys, bro. Brandon and Brian, I love you guys. Thank you. I got to Utah, and my uncle was helping me look for jobs. Actually, my aunt hooked me up with a job. It was cocking. Yeah, pretty funny name, huh? Cocking. There's houses. They're new built houses, and basically those houses need to be filled in with like filling or something. Like basically, if you're like doing a gingerbread house, like you know that white little frosting. There you go, frosting. Basically, that's what you do with a real house. You just cover it up so no air, anything can get inside. So that's what I did. You know how long I lasted at that job? I lasted doing caulking for 2 days. Bro, I thought that was like the easiest job ever, but I fucking hated it. Like my hands were like literally like dirty as fuck. Like I came home disgusted. The clothes I wore were like, within those 2 days I ruined a good pair of pants, jeans, and a gray Carhartt shirt. They were ruined. There was no recovering from that. So then I was like, bro, I need a job. I need a fucking job. So then after that, I went knocking from business to business like I did in Arizona. Out in the heat too. And no one was hiring. I was like, are y'all hiring? They said yes. I went to like 7 different places. And I took transportation to get to these places too. So until it was like, to be honest with you, the amount of places I went, it was like 40 businesses. I'm not even joking. I went to like 40 places. For the whole month of June, I went without working, just looking for jobs, honestly. And I was like really worried. I was like, bro, how the fuck how am I gonna go back home without making any money, without learning anything? And I was honestly really scared. And then one day my dad calls me up. He's like, yo, you still looking for a job? I'm like, yes. My dad was telling me, there's this guy I know. He works at a swap meet. I was like, swap meet? If you guys don't know what a swap meet is, it's like a flea market. Or like, if you're watching from Mexico, a swap meet is like un tianguis. All right, fuck it. I mean, I got to work somewhere. So one day I just went and asked my cousin, like, bro, can you take me to this job? He's like, yeah, I'll take you. We went there, and I got to meet Felipe. My respects to this guy. I am so grateful to him. He's been a blessing in my life. He was the calling. That feeling I felt when I went to Arizona. I was in Arizona, like, bro, I had to go to Utah. It's because of him, bro. It was my calling. So I ended up. It was like mid-June, towards the end of June. He's like, what you're gonna do in this job? You're gonna learn how to sell. You're gonna learn how to talk to people. You're gonna learn to not be scared anymore. And it's gonna show you a lot of life skills. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, what? It's probably like his motto, or like his little business thing to get you hooked on into work. Was I fucking wrong? I was like, all right, I'm up for the challenge. So my first week, I worked outside. I worked at an outside swap meet and inside. But my first day was crazy. He taught me how to sell something. For the first time in my life, I sold something to someone. I was like, yo. I was like, pásale, pásale. Sin compromiso, pregunta por precio. And they're like, mira, tenemos esta. And I told them like the little thing. And they're like, okay, te lo compro. I'm like, what? I was actually really surprised. I'm like, yo, this is my first sale ever. This is exciting. And then I worked with him for like 2 weeks, so it was 4 days total. And in those 4 days total, I made 500. I made like 250 on those 250 in those 2 weeks. And I was like, yo, is this like a glitch? Like $250, no taxes taken out, paid in cash. I was like, I hit the jackpot. After that, towards the end of June, actually, it was like beginnings of July, I worked at, I got a job at Little Caesars, and I was like, yes, finally. After working at Little Caesars, I only lasted 2 days. Dos dias. Bro, I'm just putting pizzas in a box. This is fucking useless. I was actually invested with the swap meet. At one point, I worked 36 hours straight. I'm not even kidding. Saturday, I worked at the swap meet. I got up at 6 in the morning. I would work from 6 to 4. And then from there, I went straight. I took the bus. Literally straight to the swap meet, all the way to Little Caesars, which was like a 40-minute drive. From there, I would work from like 5 or like 4:45 to like 11 at night. Or 12. Actually, it was like 11:30, 12. And I would just go home. I would sleep for like 6 hours because I had to be up like at 6 again. And I repeated the whole thing. Yeah, I worked 2 days straight, and I was like, I can't do this the whole fucking day. I can't do this for like the rest of the time I'm here. So I was like, you know what? I'm like, Felipe, can I work more days? And he's like, yes. And I was like, yo. But yeah, I was actually really proud. I'm happy. So I quit Little Caesars. I actually had another job. It was do a car wash for rental cars at the international airport in Utah. But that shit took me 2 hours to get to because I didn't have a car. So it would take me 2 hours on train and bus to get to the international airport. And you know how long it was? You know how this distance from like driving there from my house where I was living to the airport? It was 15 minutes. 15 fucking minutes. And the tracks made it 2 hours. And I was like, bro, I'm not doing this every fucking day. So I went for like the first 2 days of orientation and I was like, I'm out. Deuces. So I left and I didn't go back. So then after that, I worked with Felipe. I worked. I learned how to sell. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to like not be scared of anything. He taught me so many things about business that literally never crossed my mind. Like if I wouldn't have come to Utah, I probably would have been with the same mentality of I have to work for someone else's dreams. Like take that in. Everyone that I know, whether you work at fast food, retail stores, warehouses, pharmacies, clinics, like bro, you are literally working for someone else's dream. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Everyone has to work, and working it's hard. It's really hard. And I'm not like dissing on anyone that works, but like my mentality after that, after working with him, I'm like, yo, I can't do this. I don't want to live my whole life working for someone else's dream. People think America is the land of the dreams, like it's the American dream. But there's something like that stuck with me that he said. The American dream is not a real thing. It's more like the American nightmare. Like, the only dreams America provides you with is, I'm not gonna lie, America has great, it's very secure, very financial. It's overall America is a great place to live. I'm not gonna lie. But like, people work day in and day out, just working, slaving themselves away to the rat race. And it's crazy because they literally, that's all they do. That's what I like about Mexico. Like, you work, but you're happy. But like, you're here, you work, and you're like, miserable the whole fucking time. So I was like, I can't do this. And like the way he lived, he just lived so happy. Like he loved doing what he did. He earned a shit ton of money. He had his own business. Like the swap meet, he had like his own business. He had like 7 stores, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. He taught me so much about business. That's the whole reason why I even bought the camera. I want to start my own business. I'm not gonna say what it is because that's my own personal goals and dreams. But Utah changed me a lot. That Felipe changed me a lot, and I'm just really glad I met him. He was like, you could say like a father figure, like a mentor to me, like those past 2 months, and I really greatly appreciate him for everything he's done for me and his family too. Appreciate everything his family did for me. That's my story for like my work and stuff and like that. It took me a whole month just to get a job in Utah. Sure, I didn't earn that as much money as I wanted to, but it's not about the money I earned. It's about the experiences I lived. I learned a lot of things. I learned from a parent's perspective how much they care for their children. Like, I would think like, I would be like, Mom, Dad, we gotta go like vacation or something. We're like, we don't have the money right now, and I would keep persisting like, we gotta go somewhere like vacation. And now that I live this, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I was a fucking ungrateful little fucking shithead, and I was like, yo, no wonder my parents, like, it's hard. It's financially hard to like go out and like having 4 kids to take care of, 2 dogs, having to pay a house. Like, bro, like, I was like, what the fuck? That's what I've been doing? Like, I also learned how to control my eating habits. Like, I would eat a shit ton of food. I mean, I still, a little, not as much as I did before. But I learned to control my food. Like, food is fucking expensive. Like, I would waste, on average, like, $300 on food for, like, a whole month. $300 fucking dollars for just one person. Imagine having to provide for 6 people. Honestly, living by yourself is really hard. Like, being a kid or being an adult or a child or a teenager, being provided by your parents is amazing. I've taken for granted how much, like, my parents pay for my food. My parents pay for my house. My parents pay for, like, not my clothes. I pay for my clothes, but like they pay for everything. And like I take advantage of that, and I was like, yo, this is fucking difficult. Like, how do parents do this? Like, they provide everything just for us, and we're ungrateful little shits. Well, not all of us, but most of us, the majority of us are like really ungrateful, and we don't like see it. And just living by yourself is like really hard. Even though I live with my cousins, it's different. Like, we're family, but it's like not family. Like, I was comfortable, but like I wasn't as comfortable when I was with my sister, my siblings, or my mom or dad. And it's just hard. Like, sometimes there were points throughout the whole trip where I was like, bro, I miss my family so much, I want to fucking leave. But I also learned about relationships. Not like relationships like girlfriend and boyfriend and all that, but like the importance of relationships. Like, not everyone is your friend. I'm gonna say that straight up right now. Not everyone is your friend. I can say for a fact I have people I can call real friends. 10. Everyone in your life that you once knew was just someone in your life that was there for just the journey. Like, when I was in Arizona, when I was going to go to Utah, I was like, yo, I'm going to see all my friends. I'm going to reconnect with a lot of people from my junior high and high school. At most, I only reconnected with like 1 or 2 people from my junior high. But real friends are like the real people that will actually stick by you the whole time. Like, my friends in Arizona, those are real friends. I consider them real friends. And people here in Utah, like my childhood friends, like I consider them friends too. But people just drift apart, and you just can't stop for anyone. You can't stop for anyone. Like, you gotta move on. and live your own life. That's what I learned. Just move on. People come and go in your life. Some people stay for the ride, some people don't. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. So, as long as we keep our relationship strong and like we build memories and not cling onto those memories because they were once, that's just in the past. You gotta live the present, you gotta live the future, you gotta enjoy life, not hang on to anyone or anything, and just be free, bro. Just like enjoy your life. In conclusion to what I was just gonna say, the overall trip, honestly, I'm glad I took this trip. I'm not even gonna lie. I am super grateful for my mom, even though she didn't want me to come. And it was like, I wasn't even gonna come, but I'm super grateful that I did come. I learned a lot of things. I think I'm a different person. I feel like a different person, and I just hope, whether I watch this in the future or my kids watch this, I just hope, that thanks to this journey, I think I'll become. This is my canon event. um, Hopefully, what I learned here doesn't go to waste, and I actually put in practice everything I learned. And I don't know. I just hope this wasn't a waste. I hope I don't waste this opportunity. Once I get back home, I actually do something. I change. There's no such thing as the American dream. There's no such thing as the Mexican dream. There's no such thing as the European dream. Any fucking dream, any continent you live, there's no such thing as a fucking American dream. Because you build your own dreams. You can't depend on anyone else. You build your own destiny. You can't depend on people. Whether if you're down in the fucking, if you're hitting rock bottom, there's no one you literally can depend on. You are your own limits. You are your own fucking limits. Whether you want to make a difference for your life, whether you want to make a difference for your family, that's on you. You gotta chase your fucking dreams. You gotta live the life you want to live, and just don't depend on anyone. Don't depend on the government. Don't depend on fantasies people tell you. Like, you build your own dreams, your own future, and it just takes a lot of. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot of hard work in the beginning, but in the end, you're gonna fucking enjoy everything you did. Because you did it for yourself, you did it for your family, you did it for whoever you wanted. But you're here now, or you'll be the person you want to be because of the fucking dreams you want and the dedication you put into it. That's the word I was looking for, dedication. And priority. Prioritize your dreams. However the fuck you say that word, but yeah. Opportunity only comes to you if you work for it. Yeah.
May I have your attention, please?
Yes.
This is a game.
I still got like 4 hours. It's currently 12. I'm gonna go check in. Honestly, I just hope you enjoyed the video. If you needed to hear this, I hope this helps you. If you didn't, well, thank you for listening to my story. Honestly, I don't do this for many videos, but subscribe, please. I'm gonna do like more traveling stuff. Hopefully, I want to do more traveling stuff, record it, grow this channel. And overall, this channel is honestly just a time capsule too. I just want to look back and enjoy the memories I made along the way with the people, with you guys. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Let's go make my dreams come true.